Hey, I'm Kyle, and this is the Movie Spreadsheet, where I review, rate, and rank movies based off some simple criteria, and then I'm going to give you that rating and ranking spoiler-free at the start of the video. Usually today it's going to be a little bit longer, tiny build-up. In that second part of the video, I'm going to go ahead and spoil the movie a little bit, talk about the crap that occurred in it, go over all the little tiny minutia and shit that made the movie, well, score what it scores. Now, the two editions, which are obviously going to be friggin' amazing, is I'm going to go through my personal collection of Blu-rays to see if I can find a better movie for you to watch that is just in the house, keeping in the same genre. And I'm also going to do that exact same thing, but looking for movies specifically within the same streaming service and the same genre. So let's get right into it, and let's talk about The Woman in the Yard. Here we go, The Woman in the Yard. Overall score 5.0, and that comes via a 7.5 for entertainment, a 3 for achievement, a goal, a 1 for ending, a perfect 10 for length, hour and 21 minutes, hell yeah, and then finally a 2/10 deduction penalty, which I will explain obviously all those categories after the intermission / spoiler warning. Now, just couple quick thoughts about this movie. One, it's difficult to like a horror movie or be into a horror movie in which you don't care really about the main character. The mom, completely unlikable, and I'm not rooting for her at all. So with that being said, that kind of takes away from the whole point of watching the movie, which is rooting for the people to not die, right? Okay. Two is that the fact that it's labeled as a psychological horror kind of means something, and it's difficult for me to recommend other psychological horror movies because I think part of the surprise and part of what makes those movies great is that you don't know that it's psychological, right? And so when something is labeled as that, you know there's going to be an element to it that's essentially like psychological, and that's a problem. So let me now get to my recommendations, what I would watch instead, starting with my personal collection. I am so excited for this portion of the video where I get to peruse my shelves, try to pick out movies that have the same kind of feel or have a better feel or a better achievement of goal. That's what I'm really trying to do. I'm trying to find movies that have a better achievement of goal than The Woman in the Yard. I'm assuming that whoever's selecting this movie is wanting to be scared, and this movie just completely falls flat with that. I'm also going to lean a little bit more into sci-fi and thriller with some of these recommendations. So let's just get right into it. And we're going to start with 10 Cloverfield Lane. This is the best movie in the trilogy for sure. And if you didn't know anything else about Cloverfield or the Cloverfield Project, this would still be a good movie on its own. This is better, easily better than Woman in the Yard. All right, next one's going to be Black Swan. This is going to be more thriller, less horror, but if you're going for that thrill, this is going to get the job done for sure. We've got Insidious, which I think is one of the scariest movies in the last 10 or 15 years. And, the idea of dreaming, opening up portals for demons to enter is absolutely terrifying. So if you're going for horror, which I'm assuming you are, Woman in the Yard, Insidious does a better job at getting that done. Far better job. I honestly don't even know why I have this up here. Lady in the Water. This is one of my favorite movies that nobody likes. It's early M. Night. It's fantastic. It's sci-fi-y and a little less scary, but just good. So I'm going to try to recommend that all the time. The Mist used to be my go-to shocking movie for people. I'd be like, hey, you want to watch something crazy? Watch The Mist, right? And not just oh, Requiem for a Dream. Not like that. Until I had a friend's older brother who was like, oh, The Mist is shocking. You should watch Old Boy, the Korean one. And I was like, okay. And I watched it and I was like, okay. Now my shocking movie is Old Boy, but The Mist still holds up so much so that they made a series about it. So Mist is great and scary. Prisoners, more thrill and definitely psychological. And also $4 general value or general dollar find. So boom, who doesn't like that? And finally, obviously, let's throw up their 7, right? Not enough people have seen 7, especially in that younger generation. Great movie. Now, that may not help you, but I love having a way to work in my DVDs into these videos. So now let me talk about better movies that are on the same streaming service as The Woman in the Yard right now that are going to fulfill that horror itch you might be trying to scratch. Okay, I'm really excited about this portion of the video, and I hope it gets the approval from the people that have helped me out a ton in making these videos better. Honestly, like, there are people out there who help me with these videos, and I cannot tell you how helpful they've been and how much it means to me, and I just love the help that I'm getting. So a little shout out to those people. They know who they are. What I've pulled up here is all the movies that are streaming on Peacock right now that are in that horror genre, minus all the cheesy ones at the very, very bottom that, honestly, unless you like B-rated movies, you're probably not going to watch. So let me just run through this and try to help you find a better movie to watch that's going to have a higher achievement of goal. That's the big issue. That's the thing I'm trying to quest for here is, can I find a movie that's going to be scarier than The Woman in the Yard? So obviously Jaws, you see there on the top of the list, you know, it's a top 10, 20 movie for me all time. It's phenomenal. I think it's the scariest movie ever made because, you know, you go in the water and you're like, what if a great white shark rips my ass apart and you're swimming in a lake? But you still think that. Well, it's Jaws. Triangle, it's in yellow. I haven't seen in a while, but I remember thinking it was okay, so I can't fully recommend that. Old is there. Old is a solid movie. It's M. Night. It's not going to be scary. So achievement of goal, it's going to be different goal than The Woman in the Yard. Let's drop down to Night Swim. This is a movie you should absolutely avoid. It's not scary at all. It's really stupid. But if we go down one more row and we look at Nope, yes. Nope is solid. It's my favorite movie from this director. I really enjoyed it, and I thought, yeah, the scare is definitely there for achievement of goal. The Hunt, not going to be as scary, but just a really good movie, so maybe a little bit psychological, maybe some of that thrill. Hannibal Rising in the next row below. Again, more psychological, less horror. And then let's go all the way down to that bottom row and look at Black Phone. Black Phone is good. Black Phone's a solid movie, and achievement of goal is really high. Now, some other movies that I want to point out that I would definitely avoid. Wolfman sucked. Not scary at all. Achievement of goal, really low. The Invisible Man, same issue. And same thing with Last Night in Soho. So avoid those movies. I hope this helps you make a better selection on Peacock, which, you know, is slowly increasing on prices. And don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, share. I love the comments when I get them. I love the recommendations when I get them. And stay tuned for part 2, where I'll break down The Woman in the Yard more, and I'll discuss those penalties, which I think we're really deserving. Okay, let's talk about The Woman in the Yard. And this is obviously the spoiler section, where I'm just going to kind of talk about the movie as if you've seen it or as if you're not going to see it, which is usually what I do with my wife. She's, I think, generally speaking, on 95% of the movies that I watch, she's like, you can talk to me about it. I'm not going to watch it, because our taste in movies is so different. So let's get right into this 5.0 movie, and let's just talk straight away about the entertainment. 7.5 out of 10. This is a great entertainment score because the movie is entertaining to watch, and it hooks you again right away. Hour and 21-minute runtime. This movie knows I have to get into it. It does. You have this creepy woman in the yard who slowly encroaches on the house. It's good. It's honestly, entertainment-wise, it's good. The problem is, again, that achievement of goal. It's just not a scary movie. It's not. Nothing about it is scary, especially once you realize that the mom is kind of like a real piece of shit. And you really dislike her, and you like her kids, but you don't like her. And the fact that there's only 3 people in this movie, it's like, what's going to happen? Like, you're probably not going to have the kids die. That means the mom is either going to die or the mom's going to be triumphant in defeating the woman in the yard. Those are kind of your only options. And I think because of that, we don't really have that good of a movie, achievement and goal-wise. Ending 1. Are you kidding me? Now, I'm going to look down to read the exact quote. I'm the corners of your mind, the scary parts. What? Holy shit, the corners of my mind, the scary parts of the corners of my mind would devour this. This was crazy bad. The dialogue was so bad, I took off 1/10 of a point. It's insanely stupid. I think it was a cop-out. And again, this movie suffers from the exact same issues that horror movies suffer from. It's that third act. Like, you set it up. Can you close it? Can you finish it? And the best ones do. The rare ones do. But ultimately, what I find with these horror movies is a little bit of like that Lost situation, right? Like, you've painted this crazy scenario that now you have to wrap up. How do you do that? And the best ones aren't doing that. Like Barbarian, phenomenal movie. Loved it. Scary, terrifying ending. No, shit, I can't do it. This one was no different, except the dialogue was honestly even worse. And then it ends with that little twist of like, oh no, maybe she didn't make it out. I fucking hate that. Unless we're talking like the Descent end, because yeah, then I'm okay with that. Now, finally, let's talk about the last 10th penalty I took off. You can't kill the dog. You can't kill a dog in these movies for no reason. And yeah, they killed the dog. So, Woman in the Yard, closing thoughts, hard pass, definitely hard pass. It's a 5.0. Again, I don't think it's worthy of your time. And I hope you're able to find something from my suggestions earlier in the video that is going to satisfy that need to be scared. All right. Thanks for watching. Keep watching movies. Like, subscribe, share, comment below, buy Blu-rays. I need fewer catchphrases at the end. All right, later.